The 90th birthday celebration of Chief Emeka Anyoku, GCVO, CON, CFR, the Adazio Bosi in Anambra State was held on Wednesday, 18th of January 2023 at the Metropolitan Club, Kofu Abayomi Street, Victoria Island, Lagos. Chief Eliezer Emeka Anyoku was born on the 18th of January 1933. Not only is he a chief through his lineage, but also through his exceptional leadership qualities. His career in leadership spans many decades and institutions, both nationally and internationally. The promotion of democracy on the African continent has always been his primary focus and an area of concern. He joined the Commonwealth Development Cooperation at the tender age of 26 in 1959, and from then built an enviable international career. The event to celebrate Chief Emeka Anyoku at 90 started with the national anthem. It was well attended by past and serving government functionaries, royal fathers, diplomats, elder statesmen, captains of industry, erudite scholars and seasoned administrators from within and across the globe, like the celebrant Chief Emeka Anyoku and his wife, Princess Olubunmi Anyoku, who is a princess from Egba land in Ogun State, married to Chief Emeka Anyoku in the past 60 years. President Muhammadu Buhari GCFR was represented by his Chief of Staff, Professor Ibrahim Gambari, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, former President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, Executive Governor of Lagos State and wife, Dr. Mrs. Ibijoke Sanwo-Olu, Chief Olusegun Oshoba, former Governor of Ogun State, General T.Y. Danjuma retired and wife, Mrs. Daisy Danjuma, Igwe Emeka Alfred Ugochukwu Achebe, the Obi of Onitsha, Oba Otudeko CFR, Irelu Abiola Dosumu, General Ike Nwachukwu retired, Chief and Alaja Femi Okunu, Chief Fola Adeola, founder GT Bank, Chief Henry Odiajumogobia, SCN, OFR, former Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mrs. Bamidele Abiodun, First Lady of Ogun State, Mr. Ben Lowell Jones, British Deputy High Commissioner to Nigeria, represented King Charles III of England, Pa Ayo Adebanjo, Elder Statesman, Prince Bisi Olatilo, the Chairman and CEO, Biscon Communications, Prince Ndukau Baigbena, Chairman, This Day Media and Arise TV, Bashar Mujeke Randall, among others. The oldest person in the audience was Oloye Chief Mrs. Ladikbo, who will turn 99 years in March this year. The welcome remark was given by the celebrant's daughter, Ediba Igudaro, née Anyoku. The opening prayer was said by Elder Professor Anya O. Anya. The Governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, referred to the celebrant as a man of many enviable achievements, including being the first black chairman of the Commonwealth for 10 years and a pillar of diplomacy in the country. He said the tremendous impact of the celebrant in the country cannot be forgotten.
How do you begin to acknowledge and pay special tribute to Chief Eliezer Emeka Anyoku, GCOV, CFR, CON, several former, among which was the former Minister of Foreign Affairs of our nation, a former and the only known black leader to have been the Secretary General of the Commonwealth for 10 years.
The governor appreciated God for the life of the celebrant and ended with words of prayers.
I stand here very humble as your governor, but also as your son, on behalf of the government and people of Lagos State. First, to thank God for your life, to thank God for giving you good health, a sound mind, up until today. To say that this government and the people of this state are indeed happy and excited for what you have done to this country, your service to this country has been, And we're happy that you are celebrating your 90th birthday in this famous Metropolitan Club. And if the president of the club will permit me, sir, this will be today table 1 for the club. And I'm sure that it is no... Thank you very much. I think we deserve a round of applause because when you come to Met Club and you are privileged to sit on table 1, the age bracket there are all in the 80s. But we're thankful that indeed God has been merciful to you. You have been a pillar of diplomacy in our country. You have been a detribalized Nigerian. Given what we see here, of course, mommy speaks, she's Yoruba. And you can see what has even happened in this table already. How the family has well been groomed to internalize what Nigeria should really represent.
The Obi of Onitsha, Igwe Alfred Ugochukwu Achebe, spoke about his personal encounters with the celebrant. The monarch reiterated the role and impact of the celebrant at the local level in Anambra State, being the chairman of the Elders' Council in the previous administration of the state. He ended with congratulatory messages and prayers for the celebrant.
I regard him as the balm that is slowly healing a wound. It's the relationship between Obosi, his community, and Onitsha, my community. And people who know us refer to us as O and O. And you know, when siblings are quarreling and fighting, don't get involved because you don't know what is between them. And that is between us, Onitsha and Obosi. We are siblings and we quarrel. But then he comes to me and I go to him and we speak. And gradually, I think we're getting some understanding and hopefully in our lifetime, we'll have a resolution. So on that note, I give my heartiest congratulations to Adazi Obosi. He's the father of all of us. We learn a lot from him, and we hope that he will live for many years. We'll keep crawling around to talk to him, even if it's in private and without prejudice. Adazi, congratulations.
Chief Olusegun Obasanjo in his remarks spoke about his relationship with the celebrant, especially working together as eminent persons of the Commonwealth. Chief Obasanjo referred to the celebrant as an ambassador of ambassadors and a diplomat in every sense of the word.
Chief Emeka Anyoku is an ambassador of ambassadors. There's nothing diplomatic about me. But there is everything diplomatic about Chief Anyoku. I want once again to dove my heart for Chief Emeka Anyoku for the work that he got us 6 others to do with him to bring about the end of apartheid. I believe that.
Stressing that the contributions of himself and the celebrant to the abolishment of apartheid cannot be overemphasized.
Chief Anyoku, I congratulate you and I congratulate Bumi on this auspicious day. She has looked after you and you have kindly looked after her. I appreciate God for the life of both of you. All I have to say is that for 90, we are here. I am here. She's here. For 100, we will also be here together. Happy birthday and many happy returns.
In the toast proposed by Dr. Gabriel Shoyoye, he described the celebrant as a patriot, a diplomat and a role model, adding that Chief Emeka Anyoku is the most decorated African with over 31 honorary doctorate degrees among other achievements. He commended the wife of the celebrant for her special role in his life and seized the opportunity to reiterate some of the major achievements of the celebrant in Nigeria, Africa and the world.
The title Adazie, for those of us who are non-Igbo speaking, means the ultimate peacemaker. As part of his contributions to Obosi, he commissioned the publication of a book presented in 2015 titled The History of Obosi from the Earliest Times to the Present. He recently completed a building for Emeka Anyoku's foundation to work in collaboration with the Emeka Anyoku Center for Global Studies at the Nnamdi Azikiwe University.
Speaking at the event, Professor Waziri Gambari, who represented President Muhammadu Buhari, started with a briefing on his personal relationship with the celebrant and enjoined politicians to act within a common ground and stand up for a united Nigeria, especially as elections beckon.
We are in the season of politics. And of course, contending parties, those who want to be president, governor, and everything else in the democratic dispensation will tend in their search for votes to stress what differentiates them from the others, and in some cases, what divides us. I think we must remember that you make your best points when you act within a common ground. And that common ground must be what unites Nigeria. So that when we say Nigerian national anthem, everybody stands up. In the same way as we stand up for our national anthem, we must stand up for Nigeria. A Nigeria that is united, that is peaceful, and that is prosperous, that resumes the role that it has to take, not only in Africa, but as a respected member of the international community. And it's possible. And I therefore argue that the aspiration for a united, peaceful, just, and prosperous Nigeria is something that should be regarded as non-negotiable. So, in celebrating the 90th birthday of this great patriot and great public servant, great diplomat, we must remember always to stress what unites us rather than what divides us.
He then gave President Buhari's message, which was on the expression of delight and appreciation for the good works and tremendous impact of the celebrant to the development of the country and the continent.
It gives me great joy to warmly rejoice with you, a seasoned diplomat and administrator, on your 80th birthday, January 18, 2023. I acknowledge the worthy contribution you have made to the development of this country, starting out as a young foreign service officer and reaching the pinnacle of your diplomatic career as Secretary General of the Commonwealth, through vision and diligence and consistently protecting your country, Nigeria, as a great nation. Thank you for your statesmanship. Thank you for using your extensive network of international friends to support the country's efforts in entrenching good governance, democracy, and sustainable development. As you hit the milestone of 90, we give glory to God for the grace of longevity in good health and sound mind, and rejoice with you, your family, and loved ones. Happy birthday, Muhammadu Buhari, President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Congratulations.
The celebrant, Chief Emeka Anyoku, while giving his response, specially appreciated Dr. Gabriel Shoyoye for proposing the toast with expertise. He said 90 years is an age of reflection and thanked God immensely for his grace and goodness.
In all cultures, including especially Igbo and Yoruba culture, the saying is that to grow old is not easy. But I must say that 90 is an age of reflections. When you're 90, you're bound to reflect on your life, what you've done before, what has happened to you before you reached this ripe age of 90. And in reflecting on my life, I must say that my first thought is to acknowledge the grace and goodness of God in my life.
He also appreciated his parents, his beloved wife, children and grandchildren, stressing that he's grateful to God for making him a Nigerian.
I regard my parents as a highlight of my life for giving birth to me and seeing to my education. The second highlight of my life, with which God has blessed me, is Olubumi, my wife, and believe it or not, last November we celebrated our 60th wedding anniversary. I regard it as a great blessing from God that I was fortunate to marry her. And I am particularly glad that our children and grandchildren, except one, have been able to come here from the United Kingdom and United States to be present at this celebration.
He, however, stressed that the country has declined from a place of glory as it was in its early years due to the many challenges facing it.
Now, our country, you can no longer contemplate traveling by road for long distances with equanimity. You have to worry about kidnappers and highway robbers, armed robbers, and so on. Now our economy, an economic situation is such that most of our young people and increasingly a great number of our professionals are feeling compelled to go abroad to seek greener pastures. Now we are branded Nigeria as the poverty capital of the world. Time there was when there were more poor people in India and China. It is no longer so. Nigeria now has one of the greatest concentrations of people living below the poverty line. But I must say that there is hope. There is hope that this year's national elections will bring the beginning of a change for the better.
The cutting of the cake was supervised by the son of the celebrant, Anyoku, amidst cheers, applause, and a rendition of happy birthday songs.
50, 60, 70, 80, 90.
The event witnessed photo and video sessions with family members, friends, and well-wishers. After the vote of thanks given by Yemi Anyoku, one of the celebrant sons, merrymaking and exchange of pleasantries continued till the end. From Biscon Communications, it's 90 hearty cheers to elder statesman Chief Emeka Anyoku.